before MLG. All right. In the upper right, we have our StarCraft 1 top Zerg player. Now here in StarCraft 2, having a hard time. We're waiting to see his comeback.
I am Junwi.
Can't be happy with that last game.
And now, in the bottom left, wash your hands after this game.
Virus.
Antibacterial soap.
Yep.
Now, I know that you said you think, you probably won't do the same strategy twice, but I'm going to go ahead and say I think he might on this map. You know, this is a pretty good map for 2 barracks pressure.
It is.
And when you count in how poorly Junwi dealt with it, he could, you know, even if the rush doesn't work.
That's actually quite fair, Artosis, because, you know, he really just manhandled him with the rush. Junwi, like, actually had no crisis management whatsoever.
But based upon where Virus put that barracks, it looks quite obvious to me that he is not, in fact, going to go for a 2 barracks. Oops.
Oopsies.
I guess you're right, Tasteless. Should never have doubted you. Oh, he is, actually. Okay, never mind. See, when you place the barracks like that, that tells you, okay, this is probably going to be like tech. He might wall in, make a command center. But in fact, he's doing a Macarax. That's why he placed it like that, because the drone's going to see it and think the same thing Artosis did, because Virus, Junwi, they're smart.
They're smart.
Even if his play doesn't look that good, Junwi's a smart guy.
Now, he's got to be careful. Don't bait the drone into that corner. Keep him in the main. Now, when Junwi sees...
He's going to think,
just
okay, command center.
Exactly. Oh.
Now, will the drone... yeah, the drone just leaves, so he does not see the Macarax.
By the way, guys, most people already know this, but Artosis and I are going to be at MLG.
Oh, yeah.
So please come to MLG.
Yeah. Be wearing your shirts from thehandsomnerd.com.
You wear your shirts.
You're always handsomer like that.
And if you're a girl, you're always prettier.
That's true. Well, actually, back in, like, the Wild West and stuff, they called girls handsome.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Handsome is a word you can use with women, even though it has a very male connotation nowadays.
I go with pretty.
I see. Well, Virus scouts the speed from Junwi and decides, hey, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to go ahead with this rush. I'm going to get a command center instead and play safe. And it's a good choice. Can't fault him for it.
No.
You can still go with it, but don't have to. Why take the risk?
And, you know, this is an indicator, really, that Virus is a flexible player. He's reactive. And that's just a sign of somebody who's solid.
Well, you want to be a reactive player. If you are not a reactive player, you're in trouble. You are not going to last long.
It reminds you of Choya.
Yeah.
Choya actually seems to go in the game not actually reacting, but instead sort of just, he's got this plan.
Yeah.
And
you can only get so far like that.
You know, gosh darn it, I'm
and you should mix it in too, though. So don't get us wrong.
Every once in a while, yeah. But I mean, I remember every game we saw from him. I'm like, oh my god, he's just gonna do this wonky all in or a 2-base, you know, power build and
max on 2-base and go. So pretty safe and solid play by Virus, going up to 3 barracks, getting that factory up right now. And Junwi's had a solid opening. I like Junwi's position just slightly more than I like Virus's. Meaning I think he's, you know, just slightly ahead. But at this point, you know, it doesn't make a big difference.
What do you do when you're just slightly ahead, Artosis?
You try to get just a tiny little bit more ahead.
That's right. Now, 2 factories, this is an interesting decision here. You thinking Hellions? Maybe
yeah, I think he might open with Blue Flame Hellion into Siege Tank with a few Thors. It's a great way to play, Tasteless.
It's a great way. I mean, he could do a power push, and then if that doesn't work, just take the gold.
Yeah.
Start to camp out.
Well, against speed first builds, they obviously want to go for Zerglings for defense. And going Blue Flame Hellions is going to be quite nice against that. And there you go, Blue Flame being started. You know, I don't actually... Pre-Infernal Igniter or something? I'm trying to figure out what that's actually called, because I just always call Blue Flame. Let me check. Infernal Pre-Igniter, okay. I've heard that from other casters, but it's Blue Flame. Funny enough, it doesn't have a picture of a Blue Flame on there. I think Blizzard should probably fix that. So if you work at Blizzard, go ahead and switch it to a Blue Flame for the Artosis.
Artosis?
I'm rather demanding. I want the world, Tasteless. Can I have everything I want?
Can I have everything I want? No, dude. What I really want is for Tasteless and our toast to cast 6 days a week for about 25 hours a day. No, man. But I want everything I want. No, man.
Oh, Tasteless.
We're on more than news anchors are on during election cycles. Now,
I'm wondering if Virus is going to go for a timing here.
I think he is. I think he absolutely is.
Now, he may just go at 6 Hellions, but I think he's going to bring his Marines with him. Doesn't have to. Either way is actually quite good. But Junwi, his Baneling Nest about to pop. It just does pop right there. You actually see it pop. He does have three hatches. He does have 3 queens, which I am loving. Tasteless. 48 drones against 31 SCVs.
Beautiful.
He's making, in fact, 9 more drones. But when this attack comes, he's going to have to switch over. 12 Lings on the way now. Blue Flame Hellions moving out, not bringing the Marines. So not really risking anything here with this.
He may want to try to kill as much as he can. If he doesn't kill that much, he goes back, waits for a later push. If he does kill enough, like for instance a lot of Zerglings, well then he can just go ahead and start the push now. Nice queen placement.
Yeah. Junwi's actually, he's got a nice defense set up. He's got good positioning on things. And you know what's funny? If he had actually brought his Marines with that, he of course has no way to know this, so it's not like a flaw. But if he had brought his Marines with him, he would have had a timing where the Lings were still popping out and there were no Banelings, and he could have just killed Junwi, most likely, with good micro. So kind of just an interesting little what-if.
Out of my secret hallway they come, but there's really no way that he's going to damage Junwi. Normally, you know, when we see Blue Flame Hellions, we expect to at least see 1 or 2 units killed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Junwi's done a great defense here, and in fact, he's spreading his creep really well.
All right, 1 kill.
Getting kind of impressed by Junwi.
Now, if he can keep this up, he's going to deny any further creep from getting out on the map, and that's exactly what he wants to do. Baneling speed on the way, command center coming as well.
By the way, I'd love to point out that there are 64 drones out, 66 now. He's gotten like the sickest amount of drones.
That's actually insane for somebody on 2 base.
Yeah, no, he's basically got perfect economy for 2 base. In fact, he's oversaturated on. Yeah, he's a little bit oversaturated, Tasteless. Doesn't need this many drones right now, but that's fine. Wow.
All right, now this is what he wanted to do earlier. Get a lot of Zerglings, so you know the Zerg can't get as many Banelings or Zerglings to cover for the Banelings, and ultimately do some kind of a push. Now note though, Junwi's money, he's got quite a bit of income here.
Even with 3 hatches, before he starts going for more expensive units, it's hard to spend on Zergling Baneling Muta. You know, the gas limiter.
Oh!
Some Hellions being taken out here. Nice surround, and some Banelings roll in there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very nice move. But Virus, you know, he's in a pretty good spot. He's got another command center ready to go take that gold. He's making a bajillion barracks. He's got 2 E-bays. He's got 2 factories pumping out siege tanks. And he's going to have a killer unit composition against Ling Bane Muta. Really, against Zerg overall, his unit composition is going to be quite strong, but Junwi's economy is quite frightening. This is actually becoming a very nice game, Tasteless. Maybe Junwi's early game is just really, really weak, and maybe that's why we haven't seen great play out of him
Every once in a while, we get a player like that.
Yeah.
Weak early game, but give him a lot of stuff to do. A lot of room to get ahead, and, you know, they can pull it through. Now, going on to Virus, this guy has got defense just as tight as Junwi.
Yeah, he's looking really good right now. A lot of reactors being made for Virus. He's going to make so many Marines. So many Marines.
It's going to be pure siege tank with Marines.
Yeah. Looks like he is going to pop out a couple Thors just to help with the mutilous harassment. Doesn't want those mutas flying around and being good. Rather have them flying around being bad.
Now he sees his expansion. Does he know about the other expansion at the upper left, Artosis?
I will check for you, Mr. Tasteless. No, he does not. Dr. Tasteless?
PhD. Now, with the Thors out, it's very tough for the Mutas to force a stim. I like that little wall, by the way, by Virus.
Yeah. He's playing a great game, man. They're actually both playing great games here. That third base, very nice timing. Junwi, though, he's taking his gold even right now. He's just taking the entire map. Has to fly away. That Thor +1 just about to finish on it. In fact, it just did. No, you go right ahead, please.
All right. No, it's too late now. Landing a bunch of mules at the gold base. He's going to have a ton of money.
1 mule
all
per
of a
patch.
sudden. Sheesh. Now, supply-wise, Junwi's almost maxed out.
Yeah, he's actually doing an insane job. He's at 92 drones. This is like, he's getting to, in fact, 5 more drones making. This is chef/fruit dealer territory we're going into.
This is, man.
The 100 drone mark. Those are the only Zergs in the world, man, that are like, no, I want 100 drones. You're like, what? Isn't 80 better? No.
I just like drones, man.
Yeah.
Now,
actually, I love 100 drones, man. It's so nice.
I'm sort of at a loss here, though. I mean, if you let the Zerg take the gold base and he already has 2 more bases than you, you are going to be so behind in income.
Well, here's, I think, what he's planning right now, because Junwi has successfully taken the map. He has a good amount of creep. His upgrades are keeping up. His tech is a little bit slow, but I think that basically what has to happen here is Virus has to counter him just with perfect unit composition, just be unbelievably cost efficient. Now look at this. He's going to go in here and maybe try to
Nidus Worm right as the push happens. Terran stretching out, sneaking out across the map.
Now this
Zerg may just give up that location.
Yeah, I think he should, actually. He should maybe counter down the left side while this happens. He's got to play counter base, man, on this map especially. I'm like waiting for him to counter down the left side with his quadrillion Banelings and Zerglings. He's not doing it. He's like, no, you just go ahead and kill that.
Note, Virus did not make a planetary, but instead used an orbital at that location. So that means that, counterattack's gonna be pretty bad. Oh my god!
Oh man, that's so close.
Virus doesn't know.
Virus pushing through the center right now.
Virus does not know.
Oh my god, Tasteless. Oh my, that is a lot of units coming out of there, and he's gonna stim and just target that off. In like 2 seconds, yeah, there you go. So it wasn't that impactful, but we see here, Virus gonna clear out another base.
The Virus has already taken out 2 bases in this amount of time. The orbital is lifted, remember that's not a planetary.
And here we go, a trillion Banelings coming in. And he may have enough to remove everything here, but no, the Baneling's not hitting these Marines, and that is going to be a huge problem, but he does end up getting rid of all the Marines, can clean up these Siege Tanks, has to target those Siege Tanks with the Mutas ASAP. And this is getting down and dirty, Tasteless.
All right, at this point in time, it's going to resume into 3 base versus 3 base, assuming that Virus can reclaim this expansion location over here, and he will manage to do that. But remember, Terran is now on the gold base, and Junwi is on a standard blue mineral base, which means that Virus is going to have a tremendous lead here.
You know, the only thing he has to do is turtle up just for a moment, because Junwi does have the supply lead, 175 to 118.
Why are these Zerglings attacking?
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. Yeah.
That was weird when he attacked with those Zerglings.
That was weird. But he has 31 Banes making right now. He has some Infestors coming out, a ton more Zerglings as well. He had banked quite a few minerals from that point in time where he had 5 base.
Now remember, he was over 100 drones. He's still at 83 right now. So he has a good amount of drones.
In fact, he has basically too many drones for how many bases he has.
Yeah, no kidding.
But as that gold finishes up, he should feel a lot better. And here we go, Virus going up the left side of the map.
Counter-attack at the Terran's gold base.
Nice little counter there. Mess with the mules a little bit.
And this hatchery will have to cancel.
Now, Junwi does have Infestors sitting right there. He needs to bungle. You know, I feel like he doesn't choose his priorities quite correctly.
No, I know. He didn't even cancel that hatchery. He actually let it die.
And here we go. 1 bungle going off. And he will be able to roll through this little army, Tasteless. But there is another one at his 3rd base right there. The drones have buried to not die. but he has got to deal with this immediately. And he will clean it up, save that base.
Now, with Muta Investor, you can play a pretty scrappy game and manage to get through. I mean, you have a few nice bungles thrown off, a few good forced stims.
Infestors can be insanely cost-effective.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. You can be on even bases and happen to win with those.
Now, note, the Terran is starting to run out of minerals at the gold base. What he really needs to do is keep denying that gold expansion for the Zerg. Because, Artos, if you please check, how many minerals are actually left of that expansion?
Which one?
The blue base.
Oh, plenty. About half full. A little bit more than half full.
Looks like we could see, nope.
Ling Infestor coming in now, and, well, interesting choice. Ends up killing the Siege Tanks. That's going to make the Infestors way better, and oh my god! Wow.
What a disaster.
Wow. You know, I feel like Junwi isn't capitalizing, though. When you kill off the Siege Tanks, you need to go, man. You have Baneling, Infestor, Ling, that's when you go. Siege Tanks are the only things those are afraid of.
Yeah.
You got battle cruisers, they don't care, man. You just go if there's no Siege Tanks.
Looks like he's going to go for Broodlords. That means the Muta increase here is going to stop. He doesn't have a ton of Mutas around either.
Looks like he's getting ready to do something. Virus has pre-spread, as we see. It's a good choice. I don't know if he's going to have enough, man, to stop any of this. Ooh, Baneling landmines. Beautiful. Those things are like the most exciting thing in the game. It's like Reaver Scarabs.
I'm so glad Blizzard put that in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, here we go. A drop.
And at the third base, we do have a big drop going down.
We have a drop at the third base. Well, there's also a drop going. Okay, there we go.
There it is. 3-3 Marines against 3-1 Zerglings. They do pick up too many there.
Now, there's not a ton of Mutas over here.
And he will be able to clean that up.
The Zerg expansion at the center right was denied. And now he's going into the main. He could get the Greater Spire.
Oh, it's actually at the
Oh,
expansion.
excuse me, Artosis.
Your excuse.
Such a nub. All right, here we go. Picks up again.
And here comes
That was so huge.
Oh,
And
my.
that might be the one blow that will allow Junwi to then overwhelm this base.
That was actually his timing to do more damage, because now the Broodlords are being made. Junwi can just sit, get the Broodlords out, and guess what? He's not going to be able to stop that. Broodlords, in combination with Banelings and Infestors, the Broodlords make the Siege Tanks unsiege. What was I saying earlier about Baneling, Ling, Infestor? When they don't have Siege Tanks, you go Tasteless.
You go, Artosis.
You just go. And, well, that Baneling landmines, those enabled this.
Well, it looks like, unless, here we go again. Nope. Oh my God! Okay.
Decides to spare the Marines. Darn. I was so excited for that.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. Now, he does have another Nidus Swarm in the main here. And I have to say, this has been a pretty long technical game. Nice.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty long technical game, but we clearly see one guy outclassing the other one. Despite Junwi's efforts, he is just unable, or I'd rather, Virus is just unable to come up with a solution.
Yeah, Virus is in a very tough spot. He does have that blue base behind, but Junwi is sitting pretty at 200 supply. He's got a great unit composition. He's got Baneling landmines all over the place. Looks like he's going to be taken out by the leftover Mutas. And Tasteless, at this point, I feel like he can just attack move if he really wants.
Yeah, I think so.
Those Broodlings have sick upgrades at this point.
The Orbital is dead. One little outpost is all that Virus has at the bottom right. And this one is a planetary. Nice job, snipes the Mutas. And he will get this next Broodlord.
Looks like he won't quite be able to finish off the last Brood with that, but
oh, I think he just got the Corruptors with his Marines.
Oh yeah, he did.
But the main is open up now.
And Junwi just has too much. 119 supply for Virus.
And too many Banelings. Just too much of everything that's Zerg at this point in time. So that's going to be GG. Junwi will, rather Virus will tap out in a minute. Whoa.
44, that is so many.
G.
Yeah. So, Junwi, that's the best game that we've seen him play. On TV, that's the best game we've seen him play.
I see him coming back, Artosis.
I'm glad. I actually used to play with this guy in like 03 and 04.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
he's a great player, man. I want to see him succeed, and he definitely showed a lot more skill that game. I felt like there were still a few mistakes. I really wanted to see some counterattacks when his opponent was attacking the 3 o'clock base.
He was definitely treating it like the gold base had a planetary at it and not an orbital. He was definitely like,
that's quite true as well.
I don't know, man. That's the gold base. It's like, well,
he's probably he may just be programmed, but like every Terran gets planetary there, don't attack that location.
So, look, I think Junwi could win this. It's actually
I know. I think he might, which is blowing my mind because I feel like Virus, from what we've seen from both players so far, vastly superior. But Junwi in that game shows that, hey, I'm actually good. I just don't normally show you. That happens, man. Some players do that.
Some people can't always produce results, in a tournament setting.
Yeah,
and they're better for training and stuff like that. But that was a long and stressful game. And that was one where actually Virus was playing pretty well.
Yeah,
Virus actually looked really
Virus
good.
Played well. He really did.
I don't think there were very many moments where I was like, Virus needs
the one
to do
moment
this.
I would love to watch that game again without those Baneling landmines. If those hadn't killed that, because he was walking in right before Broodlords started, and that's like actually when you want to hit exactly, because Zerg is like, he's actually just like going like this, like please finish Broodlords, please finish Broodlords.
Yeah.
He could have gone up there, killed the gold base for sure. There wouldn't have been a great place to morph the Broodlords. I don't know. It might have gone differently. I'm not saying it would have, but it might have.
It might have.
That was a very important moment in that game for Junwi.
Well, if you also notice, he used Baneling landmines a lot.
Yeah.
That's good. We need to see more Zergs doing that. Look, if
it's the future.
If it is
it's
the future,
actually, we were saying that in Season 1, we're like, people need to start doing this. And no one's good enough yet, and we understand that.
Well, it's okay.
But one day.
People are still learning the game.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that even if you make them scan and they kill your 2 or 3 Baneling landmines, that's not a mule. You make them make a Raven, that means they had to get a tech lab on their starport. Instead of having it reactored for Vikings for the Broodlords and for the medevacs.
What are they going to make, Banshees?
LOL. What? A Banshee? Late game? ZVT? No. No, but he was one of the first few players where I'm like, okay, you're really using the Baneling landmines. You're really doing this.
Yeah, it was a core part of his strategy.
You could see that there were moments where he missed it, but still.
Well, it's hard to carry.
Oh, yeah. It's hard to get him in the right spot, and you're continuing to multitask, but just one Baneling landmine that's effective that kills like a dozen Marines, it's like...
Stuff clumps up in this game, Tasteless. It's like the Korean subway system, man.
It's like the stop lurker.
Yeah.
A trick in StarCraft 1 where it's like, they get like one lurker shot for you, and you're like, oh.
No, it's... Oh, that was so many painful memories coming back. All right, the next map, Tal'Darim Altar. It's a very fun map for this matchup. A lot of Terrans sometimes feel it becomes hard when you have to take that 4th base. You have to do some great zoning to disallow the Zerg from running around you in circles.
Artosis, do you want to do the closeout?
There's a lot of pressure on me because you just dropped that on my lap. You're making me look bad.
Give it a shot.
All right. Junwi against Startail Virus. 3rd game, rubber match on Tal'Darim Altar. This is GSL.